Good afternoon.
Uh,
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Could I have your name, please?
yes, my name is Mr. Smith.
Thanks, Mr. Smith. Now tell me what brings you in to see me today.
Right. It's actually I had sort of an attack. I was at the office with one of my colleagues, and then I started to feel a bit strange.
Yeah.
Then I felt some weakness on my right side of the body, especially my arm. I couldn't move it.
Okay.
And my colleague said that I started to have some slurred speech as well. And
See?
I've never been like that. It's just if I drink too much or if I'm too drunk, I might actually get slurred speech. But I've never been like this without having any alcohol.
I see,
Uh,
Smith. Okay. Yes. Go on.
I feel okay now, like nothing has happened, but I'm just want to know what it was, really.
I see. So let me check if I've got it right. You had you're in the office. You were in the office in the morning, and you felt that your right side is weak, and you had a problem with your speech. And
That's right.
could you tell me how long did it take?
It was about probably 5 minutes. Yeah, my colleague said it was about 5 minutes. I was a bit not with it, it's a bit like half asleep, half awake, as
See?
just like that. Yes.
Okay, how about your vision? Have you noticed any change into your vision?
Um, no, I don't think so. I think I could still see everything around me, but I feel a little bit weak, It's tired, like not right.
What did you do to just make it better? Did you take any medication or doing something?
No, it just went away on its own. I didn't
Yes,
do
oh,
anything. Yeah.
I
No,
see. And have you had this problem before?
no, it's the first time. I've
It
never
is.
been like that.
Okay. And how about any health condition? Do you have diabetes, blood pressure?
No, nothing. No, no high blood pressure. No, no. I'm just fit and healthy, and
How about migraine?
it's just my job is a bit stressful. It's yeah, it's yeah. I sometimes drink
Okay.
over the weekends. I don't smoke.
You don't. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, just that. Yes.
But do you have any idea what might be the cause?
Uh, I don't know. It's just I thought maybe it's kind of I don't know mini stroke or something like that. I don't know. I just thought I should check it with you.
Okay, then, yeah. Let me examine you if it's okay.
It's all right. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Let me check your blood pressure and the pulse rate is
Okay.
fine. And
Okay.
based on what you're describing, I think it might be because of the temporary reduction in the blood supply to your blood, but to
Right.
your brain. And as you said, it's people call it mini stroke, but we say transient ischemic attack. But don't worry, as you're
Right.
fine now, and it was just temporary reduction the blood supply, so it's not as a permanent problem.
So is it dangerous? I mean, would I have it again, or would I have a real stroke?
Well, to be honest, we take it as an alarming sign, so we run some tests to exclude any underlying condition. So you don't need to be over anxious about it, but we take it quite serious, and for that reason, we want to run some tests for you, if that's okay.
Right. So is it serious? I mean, is it too serious? Is it dangerous? Now, am I going to
Uh,
have
there
a
is
stroke?
a, there is a possibility that it might happen, but it's just sometimes it might happen again, and for that reason, I want to ask you to just do this test as soon as possible. We want to check if there is underlying condition. We want to check your heart and the vessel, and the first thing we do a scan into your neck because the blood from your heart pass through the neck to the brain, and if there is a problem here, it could be treated quite easily without any problem. So
Okay.
the good thing is that we just picked it up quite early, and we can do something to prevent the future complication.
Okay. So what can I do now to prevent another attack?
So the most important thing to just manage the stress and don't be reacted to this. With this, we will do some tests for you. We will arrange for the CT scan or EKG or blood test for things like that. And for you, at the moment, if you can just reduce the amount of the alcohol you intake, that would be really helpful. Or just if you look at the diet and also modify them into the healthy diet, do a little bit more regular exercise, that would be quite helpful.
Right. So, is there any reason I should go to hospital now? You think? Is it? Do you think it's appropriate?
Well, based on our protocol, we take it quite serious, and we will arrange for you to do the test as urgent as quite soon as possible. So you don't need to go to the hospital. We will arrange this for you, and you will go there for doing the test and be checked quite
Right.
thoroughly about it.
Should I take any medicines?
Well, yes, I will advise you to take aspirin at the moment, because if just lose your blood and prevent from the clot to the blood vessels. Yes, I will advise you to take aspirin. I'll take it with meal to avoid any problem with your GI.
Okay. That's
Is there
good.
any other question I can help you?
No, that's it. Thank you, doctor.
Thank you very much. So,
Okay.
yeah. Finished?
Good.
Is it finished in 5 minutes?
Yes, right now.
Right now, okay.
Okay. So, yes, how does that feel?
فکر کنم که شاید میتونستم بیشتر اینفورمیشن گدرینگ رو به نظرم کامل انجام دادم. بعد اینفورمیشن گیوینگ هم شاید بهتر میتونستم انجام.
اوکی. چه سکوری به خودتون میدین از 10؟
به خودم میدم 6.
Okay. Right. So what went well? What was done well, do you think? Rapport was okay. Okay, good.
Information gathering.
Info gathering, okay.
Check and chunking and checking did نکردم.
Info giving, okay, good.
پرسیدم ازش که فکر میکنی چه مشکلی داشته باشه، یعنی
exploring.
Yeah. ایس هم انجام دادم.
Okay.
شاید رپاپ آخر رو میتونستم من حرفم رو ادامه بدم، منتظر نباشم که فکر کنم 5 دقیقه تموم شد.
اوکی. نه درست بود، تموم شده بود. من یه کمی دیر شروع کردم اینو. اوکی. استراکچرتون چطور بود؟
استراکچرم فکر کنم اوکی بود، میتونست بهتر باشه.
Okay. So, what could be done differently?
Maybe بهتر هستش که من نذارم که شما خیلی سوال بکنید، خودم خیلی حرف بزنم.
Okay. Okay. توی راپو مریض قبلیتونه یا نه؟ این it's a
نمیدونم.
suburban clinic. Okay. It's a clinic. Okay. Maybe. Did you introduce yourself?
آره.
And did you ask patient's name?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. So rapport was okay. When you were listening to the patient, you were saying yes, okay, right?
I did it.
Okay. When you heard the news, did you show any empathy? That saying, "Oh dear, sorry to hear that," or yeah?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Right. And so after that, you said that. Okay, what happened? And you said you asked questions to find the agenda. Do you ask open questions first and say, how long did it last, and
Yes.
then you ask if you've had it before. You ask some close questions.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Did you check any of the red flags like unconsciousness? I
Because
said
the
it, I
patient
think.
told me, the patient told me that I was
Good.
conscious, and I asked about the vision and about the any feeling after that. I
Okay.
realized that he was conscious.
Okay. And so a lot of things was actually given to you. So it was observed by someone else, and he just had slurred speech and weakness on the right, a little bit of low consciousness, but
Yeah.
nothing else. Okay. Um, so so your information gathering was okay. What do you think? You said it could be better. What do you think you could ask?
Not information gathering. I think information giving.
Information giving. Okay.
Giving.
Yep. What was about information giving? What would you say?
Maybe about information giving, I could make a structure and tell them that, look, we will. It might be this, it might be another thing, that we will do some tests to just exclude what is the most important cause, and it could be like alarming for us, or I didn't. I just
Okay.
explained about transient ischemic attack.
Okay. Uh, so you said info giving in a more organized way, huh?
Yes,
Okay. Okay. Did you actually ask him how much he knows about this?
yes,
Okay. And then you said your opinion. So you said your opinion. You said, I think it is a mini stroke, and you ask how much you know about this. Um, so and then did you explain? You said that it is blood not getting to the brain, and then you mentioned the causes that could be narrowing in the blood vessels in the neck, or maybe change in heart rhythm.
yeah,
You could probably say mention a lot of a few of those, or actually maybe for any reason that the blood doesn't get to the brain. Okay, and you didn't want him to be alarmed, uh,
yeah.
and you don't want to uh, frighten him. Okay, um, right.
I didn't want to frighten him, and I didn't want to just make more than usual reassurance, because this is quite an important.
That's right.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, but we can actually, yeah, this is how we need to say it. This is
yeah,
very delicate. We need to say we take it serious, but you shouldn't be alarmed. Okay, you shouldn't be
yeah.
anxious. Good, because it makes it worse. And you did that. I think you actually did the
Yeah,
same
I
thing.
explained that this is quite alarming for us, to be honest, but we
Okay.
don't need to be over anxious about it.
Okay, and in exploring ice, the idea of him was that it might be something serious. Concern was it might be mini stroke. What was the expectation?
The expectation was to rule it out for me, to just tell me
Okay,
if it is a mini stroke or not.
okay, and was there any cue?
Um, the cue. Well, just thinking that if you use the worry, if you use the word anxious or concerned, but you didn't. I didn't think.
Okay,
Maybe.
so right. So how about the mention of going to hospital?
Yes, yes, yes. You
Okay.
told me.
So that is an expectation that you need to that's a cue basically. So
Now I see.
that needs to be explored and to say that okay, why do you think you should go to hospital? Say
Ah,
okay for the test and things, and then you could answer that, and you could say, well, actually, what they do in hospital is the same as here. So we do the same thing. We do the same tests. We check your heart tracing, your ECG or heart tracing, and then we can send you for a CT scan to hospital. But uh, some things could be done more quickly here. Okay.
okay.
So
What is the procedure here in this country? If someone come in the surgery with TIA sign, do you send them to the hospital?
There's a scoring criteria. Okay.
Okay.
You need to look at the criteria. If it is high risk, you need to, yes, send them to hospital.
Yeah.
But I mean, in this case, it's middle-aged, but family history is also important to see if they have familial hypercholesterolemia or something like that. And then, yeah, it was less than 1 hour, so the score
Yes.
is not very high, basically.
Oh,
Yeah, but I mean, yes, as you mentioned, then we can give him the aspirin for now and do some initial tests.
okay.
But obviously, you know, there's about, I think it's 20, 30, 40% chance in, if it's less than 1 hour, there is about, I think, 18, 19% chance of having a stroke in or another TIA in 24 hours. Okay.
Yes.
Uh, so that's, I think you could have a look at. The other thing is, yes, we could actually give him some reassurance that he doesn't have any risk factors, and it has been less than 1 minute, less than 1 hour. So we're not too concerned about it, but we have to um, consider all these symptoms seriously, and we have to search for the cause. Okay.
Okay. And maybe
Uh,
I could tell them that if it happen again, please just don't waste the time and go to the hospital as a warning sign, right?
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yes. I mean, he might have had a kind of an arrhythmia or something, or so we don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, what you could say is, well, I don't want you to go to hospital because it takes time. But what we can do is actually to start now. Here, I give you aspirin, do the blood tests, and do an ECG, which is the first thing we need to do. I don't want you to basically um, to waste time. It's a suburban clinic, so it's actually a clinic. So yeah, you might have quite a lot of equipment and resources. Right. So that was the only thing I think you actually didn't mention, but I would actually give you 9 out of 10. I wouldn't
Oh my
say,
goodness. Thank
yeah.
you.
Uh,
I
I,
really
I
appreciate that.
I think you did very well. Actually, it was very professional, and it's just yes, as you mentioned, a more organized way. What do you mean? How in information giving? How could you do it better? Uh,
Uh, I think if I could just make a frame in my mind to when I talk about a diagnosis, try to just frame it in that this is the diagnosis. What we can do now is do some tests, and then you should do it as a next step for the treatment, or maybe there is a side effect. I mean, I have to lead the course of the action after that, but maybe I can manage it until the middle of the interview. But after that, because the patient or the interlocutor asks me some question, I will lose the control. I feel myself.
okay. Right. I mean, we normally use this format. We say, okay, we talk about the diagnosis. I think, yes, I think this is TIA, and my reasons are that, yes, what you are describing is classical of TIA. Then the reason for that is because basically the mechanism is not enough blood reaching brain. Etiology is usually it could be because of this one, but also arrhythmias and other conditions. And then, yeah, management is tests, what we can do, okay? And if the patient asks you, you need to give them some idea about prognosis. But at any point here, you can actually chunk and you can say,
Yeah.
this is what I think. Is that okay? Yes, okay. So how much do you know about this? Do you have any idea? And then check the baseline. And then you explain the reasons and carry on. Okay, so that's basically we say when you read a textbook, is written the same way. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
the title of the illness, the causes, management, and prognosis. Okay, it's the same thing.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, but I think you did very well. I think it was excellent.